Alright folks, so besides the Cars and Toy Story stuff that I love so much from Disney, there is another reason why I started a Disney channel, and that is because they acquired the licenses of two other franchises that I really love. One is Star Wars, and one is Marvel. Alright, this is the Marvel Select packaging. Very familiar with this, and this guy looks like a smaller-ish character as compared to the others I have, but that's because Spider-Man is a smaller character. He's a skinny high school kid. You see there's some very nice artwork from the movie here, the most recent movie. If you'd like to read the bio, you can pause that now and check it out. It does come with interchangeable hands and heads, but we're going to take him out, and we're going to start to play. Okay, before we get into the figure itself, it does come with a little diorama, and I thought this was cardboard, actually, and it's all plastic, so that's kind of neat. You can actually hang that on something. You can hang it on a nail if you wanted to, which is kind of cool. You can set it up on your wall, and you can display it like this, have Spider-Man kind of sitting down. What this is it's a window. You got an air conditioning unit. Very cool, very authentic looking, like a beat-up old air conditioner. You know, some nice brick wall. Looks like a typical New York side of a building that you'd see. Got some piping here, and then this thing here looks like the top of like an awning. So, neat, very cool. I thought this was cardboard. I'm like, oh, cool, look, more plastic, fun. Alright, so now we're going to look at the figure, and this is a very good likeness. This head sculpt is great. It's a nice looking rendition of the actor, Andrew Garfield, the guy that played him in the newest movie. And this I love the attention to detail on these Marvel Select figures. They're very much textured, and there's just a lot of little small stuff that you don't notice right off the bat until you get up close. And I'll show you an up close shot in a bit, but I just want to give you a little overview of what this guy looks like and how he would look if he was to interact with his little playset. And I just want to show this face off up close. It does look quite like the actor. They really nailed this, man. I gotta give them props here. This is just a very nice head sculpt. I mean, they even got it down to his hairstyle. They nailed it. Yep, good stuff here. Okay, now what I want to do is just kind of point out the intricate molded in textured detail of this bodysuit here. The figure itself, the muscles, I guess even the flesh, you can see there has just been all sorts of, I don't know, it's just, there's a lot of detail in these things, and I really think they're worth the money. These are $20 figures retail. And you can pretty much get them online right off the Disney store for 20 bucks too. A lot of times you can get a little free shipping offer. And they're worth it. I gotta say, I think they're worth it because they really are a detailed figure. And I'm going to get into the articulation and the posability in a bit. I just want to give you a little spin around and look at all the niceties that they sculpted into this mold. Ooh. Quick look at his posability here. You can see he's got quite a range of motion. In his head here, in his arms, they can spin, upper arm, pivot on the elbow here. It's very tight pivot, so you got to be very careful. Well, you don't want to tear his arm off. These spin here, but also come off, so you can interchange the hands. I'll show you that in a bit. He's got a pivoting hand too. That's nice. He's got an upper, like a lower chest kind of swivel here, and that seems to be really tight. Doesn't want to give you a lot of motion here. But one downfall of this figure is that he doesn't have a waist. And I just think Spider-Man needs to be super duper posable. And maybe that's just me, just because, well, he is in, I guess, real life or in the comics or whatever you want to say. He's got a double knee joint here. He's got some toe posability, and he can rock his ankle around all crazy, wacky-like. Okay, so I'm going to change these heads out, and one thing to note here, I know why people were saying try to be careful with this, is that it's got a little red plastic piece here. It's like a double ball joint. Well, that thing stayed with this head when I pulled it off, and it was very difficult to get it out of this head. Actually had to kind of use a couple of these, and I ended up just chewing this up a little bit. I kind of pried it against the hair to try to pull it out of there because it was really tight. And then having to get it back into this head was really hard too, so I had to kind of use the ends of like the rubbery part where I had some friction here and just kind of squeeze that in now. So I'm going to try to press this back onto this stud. It's going to be a little bit difficult, so it's not just a pop on, pop off deal. At least it wasn't for me, so one thing just to be aware of, I suppose. Alright, and here we have Spider-Man with his gloves on, with his mask on. I gotta say, I like this better. This is really cool, a version to have unmasked like that. I think it's really neat, but I kind of do like traditional Spider-Man. That does look really, really cool. And just a little close-up here of his hands. Now, his hands were very easy to pop on and off. Not like the head, which was kind of a bit of a chore. But he does have just 2 fists, so I guess it would have been kind of cool to have him have the, the traditional bat pose, but I'm not going to complain because I think this does look very nice, very impressive. Just for a little size comparison, here is the Walmart 6-inch line of Avengers, and we have Captain America and Hawkeye here. And they scale pretty well. Spider-Man's a little bit taller, but not that much, so you could definitely display all these guys together. That is going to wrap it up, people. This has been Mitch Santona. You've just seen the amazing Spider-Man Disney Store Marvel Select Unmasked version, complete with the little New York diorama. I love this thing, and absolutely pick this up if you can find it. For retail, yeah, $20. Heck yeah, it's a great figure for $20. I'll see you guys later with some more Disney, Marvel, Star Wars goodies. Take care.